Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome into the WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Let's get right into it today. Thank you so much to our stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. On the line today is Mike Frericks, the Illinois State Treasurer. How are you today, Mr. Frericks?
I am wonderful. Happy early Thanksgiving to you and your listeners.
Happy early Thanksgiving to you as well, Illinois State Treasurer, Mr. Mike Frericks. And what are you guys thankful for over there at the State Treasurer's office?
Well, I'm thankful for a lot of things. This is something we do around the Thanksgiving table. We go around saying things we're thankful for, and I've been thinking about it, and top of mind are my two sons. I'm thankful for my daughter as well, but this year my wife gave birth to twin baby boys. They are wonderful, but they are also a handful. They are exciting and they are exhausting, but we are thankful every day they're in our lives.
That's just awesome. And some of my favorite conversations are catching up with you on the update on those boys. And it sounds like you're getting a little bit more sleep every time we talk. That's all we can hope for.
We're going in the right direction. Generally, they only get up once over the course of the evening now, which is a big improvement over 3 times a night. When they first came home.
Huge. We will take that. And yeah, sounds awesome. And it's really great. And congratulations to you on your 2 twin boys. That's really awesome. So let's
we're always thankful for this job I have as well. We try not to talk politics or work at the dinner table, but I can tell you, because we're not there right now, I look back at some of the things we've been able to do in this office, and we're excited for things like returning money to people, returning valuables to people. We did some of that this month as well, but I was reminded this last week about our work to help families, this is widows and orphans, who should have received life insurance policies, should have received payments, but did not until we came into office. We sent our auditors to life insurance companies and found this money. We've been able to help return nearly $800 million to literally grieving widows and orphans. I am thankful for this opportunity.
That is a huge number of returned money right there. Now, you said the office sent auditors to a life insurance company. Did someone put out a claim to you? Do you guys keep your eye on this kind of thing? What does that look like?
Yeah, well, we sent auditors out to a variety of life insurance companies. We've been doing this for a while. We ran into some companies that said our auditors couldn't look at their books. Wow. They said we had no authority. We disagree because we're in charge of unclaimed property. If you buy a life insurance policy and you continue to make your premium payments and you pass away, I think that money doesn't belong to the insurance company. It belongs to your beneficiaries.
Right.
The life insurance company said, that's not how it works. It's not unclaimed until someone claims that money. Well, that just seems counterintuitive to me. It says unclaimed property. You have to turn it over to us and we'll find the rightful owners. One company sued us, so we had a fight about this. And then we went to the General Assembly and said, make the law clear. And now it's law of the land, Illinois. If you're a life insurance company, you sell a policy to someone in Illinois, and they pass away, you have to notify their beneficiaries. Because unfortunately, there were some people out there who either didn't tell their loved ones that they're the beneficiary. Maybe their beneficiary was children and they were too young to have that conversation, or maybe they did tell their spouse and they lived for a long time and they developed dementia or Alzheimer's and they forgot about this. Just because their loved ones didn't know about it doesn't mean that it shouldn't go to them. And I have had the privilege for the last 8 years to fight on behalf of those people, put money into their pockets, and we have some amazing stories.
Wow, this is such a crazy development within all of that. And the stories you've told me from giving back unclaimed property, they're just so heartwarming. But this right here, this could have been going on for, years if this was not caught. And now you said the law is very clear that in Illinois, that unclaimed property law is very clear. This has been going on for quite a bit.
It has been going on for a long time. I mean, it takes a while for them to make nearly $1 billion, have nearly $1 billion in unclaimed benefits.
Wow.
And people will say, well, how come people didn't claim them? We have examples of churches where parishioners they lived a long time. They had a life insurance policy. Maybe they outlived their children, or maybe they felt their children didn't need the money anymore, and they decided to change the beneficiary to their church. Now, being good Christians, they didn't run to the church and say, "Well, look at me, look at me. You're going to get a lot of money from me when I die." Or, "Hey, the offering plate may be light this week, but you're going to get paid big when I pass away." They were humble. They didn't brag about it. They just made that change. And the problem was the church didn't know to call the life insurance company and claim it.
Right.
And those life insurance companies made no effort to reach out to those churches. So when we sent our auditors in and got this unclaimed property, we reached out to those churches, and they've done some amazing things with that money at churches around the state. But it's not just churches, it's individuals. There have been spouses with Alzheimer's who were able to give money to who really needed it for their care. We've been able to find literal orphans who had nothing, were taken in the foster care system and get money to them.
Wow.
It's a crime what these companies were doing for years. And when I've got to make some of those calls, or I hear some of those calls, they've been great.
It's such an amazing development that we've been able to see right here, giving back so much unclaimed property, and it's just quite amazing. That conversation it doesn't happen too regularly, right? If you have a parent or something, and you're not too old enough to understand what the life insurance policy is, that conversation may not happen. And if it doesn't, how are you to know that you have property out there that you can claim? I feel like the insurance companies really knew what to do in that area, and it just feels really good that we have someone looking out for our property like that.
In some cases, they knew exactly what they were doing. They sold them in a way that made it difficult or less likely that people would know they were beneficiaries. But I got to talk to one person who served in our armed forces.
Okay.
His father died when he was 12 years old. His mother was a single parent. She knew if anything happened to her, her son would need help. So she went out and bought a life insurance policy. And then she died 2 years later when he was 14. So this kid was taken in by an aunt and uncle. They hadn't saved any money for college. When he got ready to go to college, they said, "We can't afford to send you." So he joined the military. That's okay. Served our country. He got out in service. We called him, told him that his mom had a life insurance policy. And he says, "Well, I had no idea. How much was it for?" And we said it was for $200,000. And he said, "I wonder what life choices I might have made differently if I had that money when she passed away." Now, he served his country. That's great. But maybe he would have chosen a different path. And the actions of these companies have changed people's lives. And we felt they needed to be held for account. So that's why we fought so hard to change state law to make it clear that if someone buys a life insurance policy, their loved ones will get paid.
You made it very clear right there with that story right there. I do appreciate you relaying that to us. $200,000 is life-changing for someone that's lost both parents. It's life-changing for anyone, but lost both parents, not knowing what to do with your life. And, we thank him for his service. But right there, you mentioned it, how many other things are going on out there right now where people's lives are altered because they couldn't get that life insurance policy. It's pretty unbelievable. But, I mean, you said this was very recently to where the law has been changed. When did that legislation come about?
So this, we got passed the law about 4 years ago. Unfortunately, the life insurance company has a lot of money. They spread it around. It was a difficult fight. We actually passed it to the General Assembly, and Governor Rauner vetoed it. He chose life insurance CEOs over literal widows and orphans.
Wow.
But we didn't stop there. We went back. We rallied the votes, and we just got enough votes to override the governor's veto. And as a result, our auditors now are going to more life insurance companies to make sure they're not holding on to money that belongs to other people in this state. And so, this is why I ran for office. This state has been great to me, and I want to give back. And this is the way we can help a lot of people. And it really is just heartwarming to be able to help honor the last wishes of our department.
Yeah, absolutely. One of your guys' key tenets over there is getting back unclaimed property to people. And right now, I mean, as you are an Illinois State Treasurer, you know exactly what you can do for the people, but it's hard for some people to understand what the Treasurer's office does for them. You see it right here. They're going to bat for the community, and the persistence really paid off right there, because now that you've revisited that, and we got legislation protecting people. That's really awesome. Illinois State Treasurer Mike Frerich's on the line right now. We're going to take our short little break, but we're going to be back with Mike Mike Frericks. In just a little bit, we're going to talk more about the operations and things going on with the Illinois State Treasurer's Office. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Your information station, WTIM.
Now's the time to join the Taylorville Estates Assisted Living family and ignore Old Man Winter. Have your own apartment and enjoy 3 home-cooked meals a day. Socialize with friends and ride the bus to many local activities. Plus, don't worry about winter spills, falls, and moving the snow. Book a tour with Administrator Tony Clark to get your name on the waiting list by calling 824-2222. That's 824-2222. Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, encouraging independence, enriching lives.
I'm Will Perkins, President and CEO of the Taylorville Community Credit Union. TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight, allowing a different nonprofit organization to be highlighted on WTIM, WMKR, and WRAN each month.
Christian County Historical Society preserves history in our county. We are open at various times. We are excited to be offering our Tidings of Comfort and Joy dinner again this year. It'll be on December 15th and 16th, and tickets are available from any board member at the Historical Society or at Rebecca's Antiques. We'd love to see you. Come out anytime and visit our museum, see all the wonderful things that we have from Lincoln's era.
This is Cammie Payne, General Manager of the Miller Media Group. We, along with TCCU, are proud to bring you the Community Spotlight each month.
TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
Hello, Panther fans. This is the voice of the Eastern Illinois University Panthers, Mike Brad, inviting all of our fans in Taylorville, Shelbyville, Effingham, and Eastern Illinois to listen for Panther football on your information station, WTIM, on its many platforms on AM, FM, and online. Hear the Panthers as they compete in the Ohio Valley Conference. Follow the Panthers this season on your information station, WTIM, on AM, FM, and online.
Christian County businesses now have another way to attract customers and promote their brand. The Miller Media Group's new 36 by 72-inch two-sided electronic sign is now live in front of our Park Street studios in Taylorville. We're offering businesses the opportunity of promoting themselves to the over 11,200 drivers a day that pass our studios. Reach out to your Miller Media Group account manager now to get on board with this digital electronic sign advertising opportunity.
Hi, this is Andrea Bach from the Christian County YMCA, where it's all about youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. Find out about our great programs and activities at your local YMCA by clicking our icon on the obituary page of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Fall means attending your favorite festivals and bonfires. Taylorville Care Center can help get you back to doing what you want, like attending a local fall festival. Find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM, your information station. We are in the midst of the WTIM Morning Show. I'm your host, Tim Zalabak, and on the line today, we got the Illinois State Treasurer, Mike Frericks. Very happy he is here with us today. Thank you so much to our stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. That first half, we talked about some unclaimed property, and we talked about life insurance companies that some legislation has been passed against them from the Illinois State Treasurer's Office. They've been heading up this for the past, many years, and now people are getting money returned to them from life insurance agencies who, really needed it at the time. Any more on that, Mike Frericks?
Well, we just love returning money to people, but we also love returning physical property. So we bought life insurance companies, but we also find physical property in things like bank safe deposit boxes. We have an online auction coming up right at the end of this month. I want to let people know this isn't an auction to raise money for the state. This is an auction because physical property takes up room in our vault. And when we get too much, we run out of space, and we want to sell it off and then keep track of the proceeds that we'll then pay out to someone when they come to claim. So, but then also early this month, because of Veterans Day, we got to return another Purple Heart Medal. Wow. One of the highest things someone can earn for service to their country. They are so very important. They're earned for when someone is killed or wounded in battle. You can't buy these things. You can't buy this honor. We won't sell them at auctions. We continue to fight to return medals, and we've now returned 10 Purple Hearts since taking office.
Wow, 10 Purple Hearts. Have you have you been able to present these Purple Hearts to anyone, or is that someone else's duty?
I do every one of them.
Wow,
So
okay.
with my team, and so this summer we were able to return one to a woman at the gravesite of her father.
Wow.
He had earned a Purple Heart for service in World War II. And put it in a safe deposit box. The family thought it was lost. We got to return it to his daughter, Debbie Ernest. She brought her husband, her children, some family friends. It was a great little ceremony there. We did it on his birthday. And, a lot of these people went off and served our country. They came back and they didn't brag about it. For a variety of reasons, they were either humble or maybe they had PTSD, maybe they have survivor's guilt. Their medals were important to them, but they put them in a safe deposit box and often didn't tell people about them. And that's how they came into our possession. But they don't deserve to be in a cold vault. They deserve to be in the warm embrace of family. And we are still fighting to return even more Purple Heart medals to their rightful places.
It's absolutely heartwarming to hear that, and it's a really amazing deed that you guys have the opportunity to do here. It's probably many storied paths there that go along with why that Purple Heart is in the safe deposit box. But you said it right there perfectly. It doesn't belong there. It belongs in a loving family member's belonging right there, and you guys are returning those. And you said 10 Purple Hearts returned.
It's 10 since taking over office.
Wow.
I got to return one to an individual who served in Vietnam. He came back home. He was injured, survived, but he kept moving. And so he gave his Purple Heart to his mother to safeguard.
Wow.
He put it in a bank safe deposit box. When she passed away, he didn't know what she had done with it. And so when we tracked him down, we offered to mail it to him in Mississippi. And he says, no, do not put that in the mail. I will drive up. I don't trust the Postal Service. I will collect it myself. That was great. We called one woman who said, we have your father's Purple Heart. And she said, well, that's impossible. My father didn't have a Purple Heart. So he did, because in addition to Purple Heart, there was this discharge papers from the military, a statement about him earning the Purple Heart. We knew it was his, and he came home, put it away in a safe deposit box, and didn't tell anyone. Didn't tell his own family. We don't know why. He's since passed on, but we were able to give it to his daughter, and she said it was just like another connection to her father, who had been gone for a while. They're really heartwarming, and I love being there for everyone.
Just so awesome. And it's also great to hear that you guys are putting forth the effort to reach out to these people and return the money back to them, as opposed to what we were talking about earlier, where that communication was not happening between the people that had the money and the people that needed the money. So in our last couple of minutes right here, Illinois State Treasurer Mike Frericks, I'd love to talk about your new online auction opportunities here for collectors and anyone looking for some cool memorabilia out there. What do you got for that?
Yeah, so they can go to ibid.illinois.gov. That's the letter ibid.illinois.gov. You can go there and check out our unclaimed property auction. To register the auction, go to storefronts and click on the Illinois State Treasurer Unclaimed Property Auction. You'll find things like gold coins, silver dollars, and then we have basketball cards from Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. If you're a fan of basketball in the 80s and 90s, there'll be something for you. If you're a coin collector, if you like jewelry, we've got something for all kinds of collectors.
Super awesome. It's always interesting to hear what's next on the slate for what's being auctioned off. And all of these proceeds, one more time, Mr. Frericks, what's being done with these proceeds?
They do not go to the state. This is not a fundraiser for the state. We will return physical property or the amount it's sold for at auction, and we'll hold on to it forever. So
Amazing.
maybe Tim, if you had that Mickey Mantle rookie card in a safe deposit box and you forgot about it, 50 years from now, 80 years from now, your children, your grandchildren could not get that card because we'll auction it off, but they'll get however much it's sold for at auction.
Yep.
This is a way of just converting physical property into cash, which is easier for us to manage.
Amazing. Treasurer Frericks, we really appreciated taking the time today and getting us all informed.
Well, Tim, thank you very much. You
Yes,
have
sir.
a very happy Thanksgiving.
You as well. That was Mike Frericks, Illinois State Treasurer. My name's Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you for listening.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
Toward a pending deal to pause the fighting in Gaza, allowing for the release of some of the hostages being held by Hamas.
Sources indirectly involved